You call it Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji. Please bow down to the Shri Mataji. Raise your Kundalini and take the mantra. Param Pujya Shri Mataji. Your Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mother. Please grant us the permission to do the meditation at your lotus feet. Please bless us for the state. Now please keep our right hand towards the heart. Our complete attention is on center of left palm. Now slowly move our attention towards the Sahasrara and from Sahasrara towards the center of right palm. Do it slowly 7 times. Param Pujya Shri Mataji, you are Sakshat Shri Mahakali, you are Sakshat Shri Bhairavanath. Mother, Please remove all the badhas, all the negativities from my left channel, and please balance my left side. Mother, please balance my left side. Sri Mahakali Sakshi. ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्रीमहाकाली साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवे नमो नमः. Now please keep our right hand on our lap and left hand towards the sky. Our complete attention is on central Muladhara chakra. Now slowly raise our now please move our attention from center of right palm towards the Sahasrara and from Sahasrara towards the center of left palm. Do it slowly 7 times. From Pujya Sri Mataji, your Sakshat Sri Hanumanji, your Sakshat Mahasaraswati. Mother, please remove all the excessive heat, all the badhas from my right channel, and please balance my right side. Sri Hanumanji Sakshat. ॐ तमेव साक्षात् श्री हनुमानुजी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवे नमो नमः. Now please keep our both the hands on our lap. Our complete attention is on central Muladhara chakra. Param Pujya Sri Mataji, your Sakshat Sri Nirmal Ganesha, your Sakshat Sri Kartikeya. Mother, please awaken Sri Ganesh principle within us. Mother, please awaken Sri Ganesh principle within us and make me innocent like Sri Ganesha. Now, please say 3 times Sa. 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 Sri Nirmal Ganesh Sansa. ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री निर्मल गणेश साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवे नमो नमः. Now slowly raise our attention towards our sacral Swadhisthana chakra. Param Pujya Sri Mataji, you are Sakshat Sri Brahmadeva Saraswati. Mother, remove all the badhas, all the negativities from Swadhisthana chakra. And please give me pure knowledge about that. Here, please say 3 times Re. 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 Now slowly raise our attention up to our central Navi chakra. Param Pujya Sri Mataji, you are Sakshat Sri Lakshmi Narayana. Mother, Sakshat Sri Graha Lakshmi, you are Sakshat Sri Raja Lakshmi. Mother, please awaken Lakshmi principle within us. Mother, Please awaken Lakshmi principle within us. Three times Ga. 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 Sri Lakshmi Narayana Sakshi. ॐ तमेव साक्षात् श्रीलक्ष्मीनारायण साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्रीनिर्मला देवे नमो नमः. Now please rotate our attention clockwise 7 times on our bow sagar. परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, your Sakshat Sri Adhiguru Dattatma. Please awaken Guru principle within us. Mother, please awaken Guru principle. And please make me my own master. Mother, please make me my own. Now slowly raise our attention up to our central heart chakra. Three times. Ma. 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 Now please keep our left hand on right side of our heart. The deity of right heart chakra is Ram Sita. Param Pujya Sri Mataji, you are Sakshat Sri Rama Sita. Mother, please remove all the badhas, all the negativities from my right heart chakra. And please make me Maryada Purushottama, like Sri Rama. Sri Rama Sita Sakshat. Om Tameva Sakshat Sri Rama Sita Sakshat Shri Adishakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Deve Namo Namaha. Now please keep our left hand on our lap and right hand on left side of our heart. Param Pujya Shri Mataji. I am only pure spirit, mother. I am not body. I am not this body. I am not. I am only pure spirit. Mother, please come into my heart. Now please keep our right hand on our lap. Our complete attention is on central Vishuddhi Chakra. Param Pujya Sri Mataji, you are Sakshat Sri Radha Krishna. Mother, please remove all the badhas, all the negativities from my central Vishuddhi Chakra. Three times. Pa. 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 Now please keep our right hand on our forehead and left hand on our back of the chakra. Here three times. Hum Sham. Hum Sham. Hum Sham. Hum Sham. Now please keep our left hand on our lap. Three times. Dha. 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 Now please keep our right hand on our Swadhisthana. Slowly rotate our right arm clockwise. After 7 rotations, just try to concentrate on Sahasrara only. 3 times knee. 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 Now slowly raise our right hand little bit above from our Sahasrara. 3 times. Sa. 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 Now please keep our both hands on our lap. Our complete attention is on center of both the palms and Sahasrara. Sri Mahat Ahankar Sakshat. Om Tameva Sakshat Sri Mahat Ahankar Sakshat Sri Adi Shakti Mataji Sri Nirmala Deve Namo Namaha. Our complete attention is on center of both the palms of Sahasrara. We will listen lecture of Shri Mataji.
You sleep off. I mean, I tried my level best today to put you onto your conscious mind. You have to be conscious, you have to be alert. And that's the point is that unless and until you are conscious, you cannot ascend. Any abnormal person cannot ascend. You have to normalize yourself. So many of you had lots of abnormalities, which were brought out and thrown away, and many have been cleansed. But now, if there are some still lingering with it, they must work it out. They cannot just go on justifying it. Normally, negative persons attract a negative personality. So if you have such a negativity of any kind within you, you should never sit next to a negative person. Never go near such a person. Keep away. But stick on to the positive person. Like I said, stick on and support your leaders without questioning. Without questioning. But this is the trouble is that you start fighting your own leader. If the leader says something to you, you quarrel with the leader and you argue with the leader. So it's finished. I speak through the leaders. So you don't question it. If you question it, then there will be a problem. You have to stick on with your leaders who are positive people. And if you start questioning them, then you will be nowhere. No link between you and me. And this is everywhere. I was told in Switzerland it is like this. In France now it's better. It's to be like that. Everywhere except for Italy. I think Italy has the best results. Don't fight with your leaders. Don't argue them. Do not reflect about Sahajayoga. What can you say? What do you know? How can you reflect? What is your knowledge? Do you question your chemistry teacher when he says hydrogen has got 2 atoms? or one atom. Do you? And when you start doing this with your ego, you are thrown out of the realm of evolution. So do not reflect, just listen and try to take it inside. These are all mantras. Take them inside. Instead of that, you start questioning, arguing with your leaders, giving them advices. Please don't do it. Stop it now. When you understand after realization that everything is done by Param Chaitanya, by this all pervading power, by this rule, then you do not think that you are doing something. Moreover, as I told you, when the Kundalini rises through the Agya Chakra, both these institutions of ego and superego are sucked in, so there is no ego. So you become egoless. So your karmas or your duties or your so-called work you have done become akarmas. Then you don't talk like this that I have done this, I have done that. They say, oh, it's rising, it's happening, it's working out. To start speaking in the third person. Even sometimes children you will find they talk like that. This little boy won't go because it is obstinate. They'll talk about themselves. If you notice, if they are real life schools, they talk like that in the third person. So you become a third person. And nourishment to this energy, to this center comes through your realization. As the Kundalini is connected to the mains, as a result, you get into balance. You are in thoughtless awareness. Somebody has asked me about the thinking yesterday. So the thought arises from the past or from the future. As we have a capacity to react because of the construction of our body as a prism. It's a little scientific thing, but if you listen to some of my lectures, you'll understand what I mean. Now, what happens when you see something, you react. Anything you see, you react. You see this carpet, you'll react. You will see this mic, you'll react. You'll think something about it. So, a thought comes either from the future or from the past, and there's a wave of thought coming and going, again, thought coming and going. It comes and disappears. In between these thoughts, there's a little space, which is the present. But if I say you pay attention to yourself, to your present, you cannot. Unless and until you are a realizer. So when the Kundalini rises, these thoughts become, they lean out, means they become thin. When they become thin, the space in between increases, and that's how you become thoughtlessly aware. So the thinking is minimized. Then the liver doesn't have to do all the time the job of converting your fat cells into gray cells. It comes into balance. Then the second one is the pancreas. That is neglected too. In a person who is futuristic, who thinks too much, plans too much, that also becomes neglected. Now, the function of the pancreas is to absorb the sugar into bloodstream in a proper way. But because it is neglected, it has a very limited energy, it cannot function, so you get diabetes. Because of too much thinking, you get diabetes. As I told you yesterday that in India, if you have to give tea to someone, be careful if he's from a village. Because in the village, you have to put so much sugar that the spoon should stand at right angles, otherwise, it's no tea for them. And they never get diabetes. Never get diabetes. Diabetes is the headache of the people who sit on chairs, write, think, worry, and are time bound. All such people get diabetes. They are futuristic, egoistical, arrogant, hot tempered. And such people get also heart attacks, which are of a massive nature. The left heart is connected in a way. When there's too much of exertion on the physical side, also one can get heart attack. The another type of heart attack one gets is a angina. That's due to some other reason. That's due to the lethargic heart. So now we have another problem which is very serious, is that of the spleen. Spleen is the speedometer. It's the one that gives us rhythm. If we are rhythmic in life, spleen keeps all right. But we are very hectic. And the function of the spleen is to create red blood corpuscles whenever there is an emergency. So the way we are always under a shock. Early in the morning you get up, what do you see? You read the newspaper, horrid news. I mean, newspapers have to give horrid news. They never give good news. They say we don't want to say if some plane has landed safely. But if there's a disaster, so many have died, killed in action, murders, horrible things, naturally you get a shock because you are a human being. And in a subconscious, you feel. In the unconscious area, you get the jerk. There's a shock. Then you start the day in a hectic way. You are time bound, you have to rush, you can't take your breakfast, you just take something, grab. Rush to the car or maybe on anything, and then you find a jam. In modern days, everything keeps you on attention. Then you reach the office, there's the boss is getting angry with you because you are late. As it is, I don't know how much work we really produce. Only the mess we have created in this world, I think, much more in the modern times than much work. We cannot have people like Mozart nowadays. We can't have anyone like Michelangelo. We cannot have any artists who can create beautiful things. We do not have beautiful buildings now, horrible plastics. We cannot have beautiful artists.
तेरी शक्ति की जिसने भी तौहीन की, तेरी शक्ति की जिसने भी तौहीन की, वो फना हो गए देखते देखते, वो फना हो गए देखते देखते। कल जिनके मुकद्दर में कुछ भी न था, कल जिनके मुकद्दर में कुछ भी न था, बादशाह हो गए देखते देखते, बादशाह हो गए देखते देखते, देखते देखते। तेरे कदमों पे रख के जो सर रो दिया, तेरे कदमों पे रख के जो सर रो दिया, तेरे कदमों पे रख के जो सर रो दिया, तेरे कदमों पे रख के जो सर रो दिया, अपनी ममता से उसकी खता बख्श दी, अपनी ममता से उसकी खता बख्श दी, जिसके अंदर से मैंने की बूंद आ गई, जिसके अंदर से मैना की बूंद आ गई, जिसके अंदर से मैना की बूंद आ गई, वो तबाह हो गए देखते देखते, वो तबाह हो गए देखते देखते। कल जिनके मुकद्दर में कुछ भी न था, कल जिनके मुकद्दर में कुछ भी न था, बादशाह हो गए देखते देखते, बादशाह हो गए देखते देखते। ऋषि मुनियों ने देवी देवताओं ने भी, ऋषि मुनियों ने देवी देवताओं ने भी, माता जी आप ही गा रहे हो, आप ही सब कुछ करते हो, ऋषि मुनि भी आपको ढूंढ ढूंढ के थक चुके हैं, हम लोग तो कोई चीज नहीं। ऋषि मुनियों ने देवी देवताओं ने भी, ऋषि मुनियों ने देवी देवताओं ने भी, मैं तुमको ढूंढा मगर तुम भरम ही रही, मैं तुमको ढूंढा मगर तुम भरम ही रही, तेरे घर का पता खोजने वाले खुद, तेरे घर का पता खोजने वाले खुद, तेरे घर का पता खोजने वाले खुद, लापता हो गए देखते देखते, लापता हो गए देखते देखते। तेरी रहमत के सदके ये बैठे, तेरी रहमत के सदके ये बैठे, क्या से क्या हो गए देखते देखते, क्या से क्या हो गए देखते देखते। कल जिनके मुकद्दर में कुछ भी न था,
Now slowly open
कल
your eyes,
जिनके
bow down to
मुकद्दर
the Shri
में कुछ
Mataji
भी
and
न
take the
था,
bandhan.
बादशाह हो गए देखते देखते, बादशाह हो गए देखते देखते।
Jai Shri Mataji.